Hey, high levelers, Ray O'Daniel here. I do have a special treat for you today. I've got Steve Rosenbaum here. I'm owner of Flawless Follow Up. He is a SaaS owner and operator just like you guys. What I've got him on the Zoom call here today is because I want him to share some of his sales strategies that he's been successful with in his sales agency and wanted to give them to you. As an affiliate of GoHighlevel, I have a lot of affiliates. Whenever they hop on a strategy call with me, one of the best things, or the first thing that they ask is number one, how to get stuff set up from a tech side. And Steve is not really the tech person. I'm the tech person, so watch my videos for all of that. But for the sales side, this is where Steve really shines. He's really good at doing sales. He's been training this. He's been doing this type of thing for decades. So right now, I want to bring Steve on, give him a little bit of rain to talk about his sales process, be able to help you out with some basic sales strategies and sales thoughts, some mental processes of what, as a SaaS agency owner, you need to be thinking of every single day when you're doing your sales process. And we even have a great free bonus for you here on this one. Now let Steve introduce that here. Steve, go ahead and take it away. And I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks.
Hey, Ray, thanks for having me. Thanks for the great introduction. And I just want to say, I'm a huge fan of your videos. You're right. When I have a tech question, I go straight there. I'm a subscriber. I got you bookmarked. I go straight to Ray's channel, and you're doing an awesome job. And I appreciate you. I'm a 3 a.m. viewer, many of your videos. I'll tell you that. Yeah, thanks for having me. And I appreciate the introduction because you're right. I love to get on calls like this is to help people in your audience with strategy. That's what I've done my entire career. I know I look like I'm 29 years old, but really I've got 4 decades of experience here, of 3 decades in the corporate world. Then I went on my own, and I've done this stuff long before there was this fantastic platform called GoHighlevel.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to piece it all together. We had to use WordPress, and we had to use ClickFunnels or some landing page builder, and then Active Campaign and whatnot. You had to glue all these things together with Zapier, and it never worked. And then it would always break. And then Highlevel came along, and they made this super simple, and that's when I got on board. So the platform is phenomenal. But where I see a lot of folks struggling, and the reason that I get asked to train with a lot of folks that, people have probably seen me with Extendly, with White Label Suites, with many of those places, they bring me on for the strategy. And what I'm talking about is, how do you land a client? And then once you get that client, what's the most important thing? It's keeping that client. All right. When most people that fail at this business, and unfortunately it is a high failure rate, forgive me for saying that, okay, but a lot of people that get into high level, they get turned away because they get enthralled by the tech, but they don't understand what the client needs. And they don't understand not only how to get those clients, but most importantly, how to keep those clients. And
Perfect.
that's what I love to teach, Ray.
Awesome. We'll share some knowledge here, rain down on us, and I appreciate you letting you know. I know we actually met at Level Up a couple of years ago, and I know you're there every year. You're with Extendly. You've been working with the White Label Suites. That's great. I know you were working with Growthable. You've done webinars alongside Rob Bailey and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And I'm just excited to bring sort of your decades of knowledge. And I know we can't fit all of that inside of this quick interview. So I'm hoping maybe you could share one or two quick points, and then wait to the end, and we'll give them that free bonus of the value that you're going to bring here. I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to let them hang in there and see at the very end what you have to offer them, where they can go get a lot more information from.
Fantastic. And you're right, we can't cover it all here. In fact, I've got more than 1,000 hours of strategy videos in my Vimeo account. And that's because I've been running a membership, a paid membership, for more than a decade. I literally had hundreds of people from all over the world teaching them these strategies, and got these incredible successes about people that went on and made millions of dollars for their clients, and really great success stories for themselves. Yeah, let me give you a taste of that here, and then we will show them some great stuff that they can continue with to start with the right strategy. As I mentioned, customer retention is such a huge thing. I produced what I call a revenue ceiling calculator. I was trying to think of the name of it, because what most agencies don't realize and understand is there is a revenue ceiling that keeps you down. If you want to earn this much, you need to know that if you're stuck at this much, there is a force. There's a force called a revenue ceiling that's keeping you down. And the only way to break through that revenue ceiling is raise your prices, very hard to do, all right? Get new clients, also hard to do, all right? Or keep your clients longer. And the one, as Dan Kennedy would say, small hinges swing big doors, all right? That small hinge that swings the biggest door is actually retention. It's actually keeping your churn down.
Oh, hold on, Steve. Just want to make sure. I was waiting for that key word. Here, for everybody that doesn't know what Steve is talking about, it's churn. So if you ever hear that industry term, that's another one when you talk about retention and people don't understand what churn is. I know terminology is a big thing. If you don't understand it, you get lost, but I was waiting for that. Churn is what Steve is talking about. Sometimes agencies have a high churn rate, but I'm sorry, go ahead. That's just want to make sure we don't lose some of our people here that are new to the SaaS game.
Perfect. And I'm glad you interrupt any time for that, because that's a perfect example. That was great filler information that you've added onto that. Churn is so important. And for many, and look, when you only have a handful of customers or clients, let's say you've got 10, but you lose 3, that's 30%. And that's massive. That's massive. All right. The successful agencies, the ones, I don't know if Josh Nelson runs a 7-figure agency.
Yep, great guy.
Great guy.
I read his book.
Yeah, fantastic book. It's one of my books back here. It's right behind my desk. Great guy, great book. And his audience are 7- and 8-figure agencies, making $1 million plus, some of them making $10 million plus. And he had me speak on stage there about the importance of retention and specifically about reactivation, what I call win back. I created the win back snapshot for Extendly. And speaking to their audience, their churn, they want to get it. They're not happy if their churn's 5%. Okay, 5%. Now, if you only have 10 clients and you lose 1, you're already at 10%. All right. So yeah, you got to get more clients. You got to get more clients. Most of these folks have about 40 clients and they're making about $2,500 per month per client for about 40 clients. Ballparkish. I got to do the math and see. That's ballparkish where you're at. Okay. So if you lose 5%, that's 2. You lose 2 clients a month. But the thing is, if you want to at least keep level, you lose 2 clients a month. How many new clients do you need every month? The answer is 2, obviously, right? At least 2. But that just keeps you flat, right? That keeps you flat. So the thing is, if your churn is higher than your acquisition, you're in trouble. So you certainly need to be bringing more people in, but you need to keep them longer. You need to reduce that churn. Now, can I tell a little story about a guy I met on the way back from Level Up?
Yep.
I was at Level Up shortly a little while ago, and I was returning home. And we got in and sat down. I live in Austin, which is only a couple-hour drive from Dallas. Doesn't make sense to fly. They got a beautiful bus, first-class bus with Wi-Fi and everything. So I got in this bus, and I'm sitting next to a guy, and he asked me, he says, "What were you doing in Dallas?" I said, "Oh, I was at a conference for marketing agencies." I've told you this story. You're already laughing.
I don't know. It's always interesting how you always have these conversations next to a plane or bus, but go for it.
It is the best way to get clients, is just have conversations with people. But anyways, this guy actually initiated the conversation. And he says, what were you doing in Dallas? I said, oh, I was at a conference for marketing agencies. The first words out of his mouth were, "I hate marketing agencies." Wow. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a fun bus ride.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I know this is going to be a fun bus ride. Because I'm gonna probe this guy. I'm gonna find out. I said, what do you mean you hate marketing agencies? He says, I'm on my 4th one this year. I'm on my 4th marketing agency this year. And now, what does that tell you if he's on his 4th marketing agency? That he's not getting the results he wants, which he's about to tell me anyways, right? And that those 4 agencies, or at least 3 of them, have already experienced churn. They brought him in as a new client, and the guy's gone. And it's only, at that time, it's October, which means he's with these guys less than 2 months, right? 10 divided by 4, 2.5 months on average. So I ask him, why? Tell me more. Tell me what's going on. And the bottom line is, he doesn't see results. That's it. That's it. Bottom line, doesn't see results. Okay. Then I said, okay, what does a result look like for you? And he says, I need new sales. I said, okay. I said, so let's talk about your sales process. Let's talk about how you get there. Let's talk about your list. How big is your list? I don't have a list. He said, I just need people to get to my website. If they get to my website, they're going to sign up because I got this awesome product. I'm the lowest guy in town, lowest price guy in town. So all I need to do is get them to my website. I said, okay, so I understand correctly. You have 100% conversion from your website to sales.
I don't think so.
Not exactly. I said, tell me about that. How many people got to your website last month? Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't know the numbers. What are you learning here? Okay, what you're learning here is the guy is making big assumptions because the proper expectations weren't set. All right. And you're not looking at the right thing. He's not looking at his list. He's not looking at his conversions. He's not looking at how many emails am I sending out? How many are getting open on? How many are getting clicked? And the most important thing is he's not doing any of those things. I asked him, tell me about this. When you get a new lead, what do? How do you follow up with them? They call me. So what's your follow-up process? I try to call them back. That's his follow-up process. I try to call him back. So what do you do on day one? I try to call him back. What do you do on day two? I'll try again to call him back. What do you do on day 30?
I probably might give it up.
I don't know. Well, you're crickets, right? I don't know what I do on day 30. So you see where I'm going with here. So having the proper process in place. My company's called Flawless Follow because that's what I perfect and that's what I teach agency owners. Because by the way, this is the missing piece that most agencies don't have. And you can prove it. The Harvard Business Review will prove it to you, okay? You talk to a business owner, what they want is new leads, because they think that's the way to get new customers.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is they don't know how to convert a lead into a customer, just like that story I told you. This guy's name was Don, obviously didn't know how to convert a lead into a customer. So who does he blame? He blames the marketing
agency.
Okay, blames the agency, and he says,
yeah.
He says, I'm going to use a PG-13 word here, if it's okay. Permission?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. He literally said, I said, why do you leave those agencies? He literally says, their leads suck. All right, their leads suck. Mm-hmm. I heard the same thing from people in Josh Nelson's group. These are 8-figure agencies. I said, when you do lose somebody, why do you lose them? We often get told our leads suck. All right. This is why people will leave you, because if all you're trying to do is get them leads convert at max 3% of the time, which means they what? They fail how often? If they convert 3% of the time, Ray, do some math here. They fail 97% of the time. If you don't follow up, you're going to fail your client 97% of the time. And most agencies, even these 7- and 8-figure agencies, they don't have the proper follow-up systems in place. So the number one opportunity for people listening right now to us, Ray, the number one opportunity, look, for them ultimately to make more money and be successful as an agency is to help businesses get them into a process that follows up, because most sales do not happen on the first contact or the second contact, even the third contact. It takes time. It takes continual processes and connections, and most businesses don't have that in place. And I will say, and I'm sorry, you got me on my soapbox here, so I feel like I'm a motor mouth, right? I will say, where I see most people that ultimately fail at this, they're getting enamored by the tech. Love the tech, it's phenomenal. They're getting enamored by the tech. Right now it's AI. Oh my God, it's a season of AI. I got to learn this AI inside out.
Right now. Yep.
Okay, but that's today. Tomorrow's going to be something else. All right, because Sean's going to come at you with new features in Highlevel, and we all get stuck in the features. And thank God we got people like you, Ray, to figure them out. Because what I want to know is, how does that feature serve the strategy? Yep. And ultimately, that is the word that business owners want: a strategy. Figure out your strategy to help them. More important than the software is just how you execute the strategy. But talk to business owners about strategy, and they'll listen to you all day long, and they'll hire you.
So a couple of quick bullet points here, just from the stories that you've told, is as a SaaS agency owner, you need strategy with your customers in order to retain them. Now, what does that strategy consist of? Of course, it consists of some technical things, but there's also some soft things in there as well. From your communication with the customer, you need to be able to make sure that you communicate them effectively, and you need to be able to make sure that you help them on some of their processes. This is where a lot of people fail at SaaS, because you have to not only give them the leads, the tech, all the marketing side, getting leads to them, but sometimes you actually have to help with their internal process, because sometimes, like you said, their leads suck. No, it's not my leads suck. It's your follow-up process sucks. So why don't I help you with that strategy and the follow-up built inside of my SaaS agency? So not only I can get you the leads, but now I can sit back and help you with that particular follow-up process. And that requires a little bit of conversation. But exactly, that kind of strategy is what people are lacking and what they need. And that's why they have such a high churn. Now, just with that, what are some of the strategies people can start implementing here? What are like the top one or top two that people can implement like right away, that you see people commonly failing for people, let's just say, that's starting out here in the first 6 or even 12 months of their SaaS agency?
Great question. Thank you for that. First thing is, help them build their list. It's not enough to get them a lead. All right. They have them build their list. Obviously, that's what Highlevel is all about. All right. But so few people literally are capturing that lead. All right. So number one, help them build their list. Now, number two, I teach what I call the MVP program, which has a double meaning, but it's the minimal viable process, but it's also the most important process, right? First of all, follow up immediately. You've heard Highlevel talk about this. You've heard the studies about it. Speed to lead is important. You get a lead, follow up immediately. Highlevel's perfect for that. You can follow up immediately. And yes, this is where you start turning the features. AI is fantastic for that. So now we're going to get better at that because of AI. And Ray, literally, those are some of the videos I watch from your AI. You do a fantastic job of that. Watch what Ray says, plug in what Ray says. Hey, go to somebody and say, look at this. I keep this right here, folks. This is an ad book. Okay, this is an ad book. I'm trying to show it here that I get in the mail. Everybody gets this, right? What's it full of? It's full of businesses. It's full of businesses advertising. What are these people not doing? They're not capturing the leads. These books right here, and anybody watching this video probably gets something like this, all right? These are perfect prospects. Go to them and say, look, would you like me to help you get more sales from the ads that you're spending? How do you do it? Build a capture mechanism for them. Build them a squeeze page. Drive them to a bot, okay? Have them use QR codes to capture them into a text message instead of all these people using QR codes to go to the website. They go to the website and they bounce off. Literally, I ask business owners that. I say, hey, you know what? I scanned your QR code yesterday. How come nobody followed up with me? They said, I didn't know you scanned your QR code. I said, would you like to? Would you like to? Because what can we do? Now we can take that QR code and point it to a bot. Now that's great. Now this is going to be a great way for you to have a conversation about a bot. All right. Let me take this QR code and turn it from a dead image that does nothing for you, that you can't even track. How would you like to have a conversation, even if it's 3 a.m. in the morning? You can do that? I can do that. That's a typical conversation you should be having. All right. Now, so then what happens? Now, the most important thing is, how do you follow up immediately? I call this the relationship igniter sequence. All right. And I'm going to tip my hand a little bit about the gift. I'm going to show people how this all comes together later. All right. But start with what I call the relationship igniter. Did I say revenue igniter before? It's a relationship igniter sequence. All right. Automation. I'll show you how to do that. That's 5 messages over 2 weeks. What do those messages sound like? I'll show you later. All right. And then after that, you're going to get people that respond right away. This is how we get those 3% that are ready, willing, and able to buy right now. But the 97%, we want to keep them plugged in. So the simplest thing is what I call a follow-up forever workflow. That's your minimal viable process. It's literally 8 emails. 8 emails. You could go out and offer that to a client. That's worth what? $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? It's worth more than a website. They'll easily pay a couple $1,000s for a website, but this is a machine that works for them 24/7, 365. All right. It's also the minimal viable process, which means what? They're going to want and need more. As soon as they start seeing success, they often ask my favorite question in the world, Ray. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay. As soon as they start seeing success, and they will, when you do this for them, they're going to say, what else can you do for me? That opens up the door to everything.
Which also increases revenue because now you can sell them additional services, which makes you more money.
Bingo. And guess what else it does? Drives your churn down. It drives down your churn. I literally have clients that are still using the same system I built for them 13 years ago. Obviously not a high-level system, right? High-level wasn't around then. But I've asked him, his name's Jeff, and I've asked him, I said, I wanted to bring him to high-level. He says, Steve, I can't change my system. That's like changing everything for all my customers. It's like pulling the plug on all. Unfortunately, he's right. You know, I'd love to have them come into high-level, but once you get this, they can't quit the system. Their business is running on it.
Exactly.
That's how you have success in SaaS.
Awesome. You know what? I'm getting a little giddy here because I want to be able to give the people who watch these videos on my channel a lot of extra bonuses. Do you mind? Can you show them the free thing that you're going to offer them here? Hop in and let them see and tell them what's available to them because I'm trying to offer it to them.
Absolutely. If you want to continue the conversation, because there's a lot more conversation to be had. And Ray, thanks again for the introduction. I know I help people here, but there's more to be had. I want to invite you to follow up with me. I've got a free school community. So I want to invite you in there. All right. Can I share my screen? Is that okay?
Absolutely. Go ahead. Let's see what the thing is here.
Yep. All right. Let's see if I'm doing this right. All right. Ray, are you seeing my school community here?
Yep. Absolutely.
It's called the Agency Profit Elevation School. All right. APES. All right. Is my acronym. All right, here's the link. Ray, I'm sure you'll give it to them, but school.com/APES. Sign up here. It's absolutely free. Okay. But here's one of the things I want to show you. There's tons of value in here, but let me show you right away. When you go here and you see all these things that I offer here, and by the way, some of these things that look like they're paid for, I show you how to unlock them for free when they're in the community. Okay. So, but we have regular strategy calls. If you go here, right here, weekly strategy call, come in here. Look, the first thing I show you is my magic email system. All right, then this is a cool one here called 7 School Psychological Success Secrets. And then this one here is the next level. All right, so the Magic 8 email system is what I shared here. I gave you a very fast 30,000 foot overview. MVP system. People want to know what happens next, automate your success. And then here, the Epic MRR framework this is geared towards agencies and how we take you from that revenue roller coaster you're now on to getting perpetual profits, what we call Epic MRR. All right. I give you an overview of that
I'm
here.
sorry about this one. I just want to make sure we don't lose people. Can you help people understand what is MRR? When you start throwing stuff out there, I want to make sure people don't get lost.
Ray, thanks so much for that. Monthly recurring revenue.
Boom. That's the money that we're looking for every single month while building a SaaS agency. So you are looking for MRR for sure. But go ahead, Steve. Thank you so much for explaining that.
Hey, no, Ray, I'm glad you jumped in here. All right. So this gives you an overview. All right. To be clear, this is my coaching program. This is something for you to strive to get into. This is not where you're going to begin. All right. But I will give you an overview of it here, and you'll enjoy that. You'll learn something from it. And when you get here, I'm teaching you how to grow your MRR 25% in 7 days without finding new customers, running more ads, or hiring new staff. How are you going to do that? The 2 ways we talked about right here. You're going to be able to get more money from the clients you have by giving them a service they don't have right now, and you're going to drive down your churn to keep them longer. And what that leads to is epic monthly recurring revenue.
Awesome. And I even noticed on that Magic Email 8 system, if you click back on that one, that right there is, I think, an hour and 11 minutes. That's a whole lot of good training on how to set up that system in that video. So
yeah, all this one's an hour also. This one's a little shorter, and Epic MRR is 44 minutes. It's all good here. And I try to do these, I say weekly during the holiday season. I got off schedule a little bit, but there's more coming for sure. There's more coming.
And I even noticed just on, because I did a video over school and stuff like that's on my YouTube channel. But one of the nice things I like is, just the way you set up your engagement, because some of the ones are, once you reach a certain gamification level, meaning you reach a certain engagement with your school community, then some other courses get unlocked. So the more you hop into the community and interact, then you get some of these other courses that are unlocked automatically for you, right?
Yeah, there you go. Look at all this. So you get to level 2, you're unlocking the art of flawless follow-up. Yep. Here you're unlocking show-up bonuses. Here you unlock a one-on-one VIP call with me. I'm about to redo these and add even more bonuses, Ray. So you're right. And gamification is huge. And that's why when folks get in here, to do that, to unlock these bonuses, just get in and get active. Just immerse yourself in the community. There's lots to do here. There's lots of fantastic people to meet. Ray, I hope you'll come and get involved here. I'm going to put you on the spot here. But let's engage. This is where I love to help people. It's a tighter community than Facebook.
No, absolutely. And just, as part of this YouTube channel, the whole goal is just to provide resources to people. Now, if you are looking to sign up, for Highlevel, one of the things that I'm not like the kind of person that says, of course, sign up now and just you'll figure it out later. To be honest, I don't like that approach because I see a lot of people fail when they try to do that. Just please do your due diligence before you get it. I offer a free course that's in the description of this video. It goes over just how to make money with Highlevel. Just using the feature sets. This is more of the tech, like here are the features and here's how you can help solve business problems, but you still need the back-end strategy for how do you handle clients? How do you handle the retention process? That's where your school community can help out. So hop on to Steve's school community, look at it. And then once you do that, you probably just spend about a week going through, my training, Steve's training. And at that particular point, you should have a really good idea of how to start building packages, how to start building pricing, how to start out of the gate if you're looking to start your agency, or maybe you started wrong. Maybe you stumbled and you didn't have these resources when you first got started. And now that you do, you might want to just rebuild or redesign your existing SaaS agency to make it work better. So guys, I hope you really found this video useful. I hope you found the information Steve gave you useful. Hopefully you'll go and join his school community. I will put a link in the description below for that. But Steve, I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate you just adding value to my community and the people that follow me here on YouTube. So just thanks so much and just have a great day, man.
Ray, it's an honor. I thank you, and I truly thank you. Keep up the great work, the great videos. Selfishly, I want more from you. I love it. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy, Steve. Thanks for being here, man.
Bye, Ray. Bye, everybody. See you inside school.